Hi, my name is Noel Linsey, and I am the marketing manager for the Manitoba Wildlife Federation. I'm also a total fly fishing addict and a fluff chucker, as my buddy Todd Longley likes to call me. We're going to talk about fly fishing here, and the very first thing I want to talk about is gear. We're going to talk specifically about picking a fly fishing rod for pike today. Pike are one of the most abundant species in Manitoba, and they're a heck of a lot of fun to catch on the fly. So sort of my two favorite fly rods for pike fishing are the 9-foot 7-weight and the 9-foot 9-weight. The first rod that we're going to talk about today is the 9-foot 7-weights. Fly rods, much like regular fishing rods, come in different sort of speeds or actions, if you will. So there's a slow action, a moderate or medium action, and a fast action are sort of the three that you're going to start with. If you're just getting into fly fishing, I recommend something like a medium action, and the reason for that is that basically the first half of the rod is going to have some flex while the back half of the rod is going to stay stiff. So that's going to give you a very forgiving cast and at the same time give you enough backbone to fight a hammer handle pike or a smallmouth bass. Now that we've decided on a medium action, the next thing we want to talk about a little bit is length. Fly rods come in various lengths as well as weights and speeds. So when I said at the top a 9-foot 7-weight, means my rod's actually 9 feet long, which is fairly long for, if you think about it in terms of regular fishing gear. That being said, it isn't the longest available rod. You can get 10 and 11-foot rods as well, and you can get them down as short as 6 feet, depending on sort of where you're fishing. Most of the fishing that I do in Manitoba, I really like a 9-foot rod that gives me tons of distance, so I'm able to get really nice long casts, and it also brings me up off the water when I'm fishing out of a boat or a float tube. So if you're fishing in the Nopaming or the white shell and you're on a multi-species lake where you're seeing action from walleye, from bass, and from pike, then a 9-foot 7-weight fly rod is probably the best choice. The 7-weight fly rod will cast a streamer fly up to about 4 inches long, so you're going to be able to cast nice big long flies for pike as well as for bass. So those are those 3 and those 4 inch long poppers and streamer patterns that are going to mimic bait fish and frogs and that sort of thing. This is my 9-foot 9-weight rod. This rod is designed to cast a much larger fly, okay? So you can throw up to about between an 8 or a 9-inch fly, so great for trophy-sized pike waters. You could use a 9-weight as well for muskie fishing. So if you're in northwestern Ontario and you think you're going to be trophy pike and muskie, then a 9-weight's the way to go. With the 7-weight fly rod, we've already talked about the rod action or the rod speed. With the 9-weight, 9-foot 9-weights, I suggest the same thing if you're just starting out. A nice medium or moderate action fly rod. It's going to give you tons of control. It's going to give you enough speed to cast bigger flies, and it's going to give you enough backbone to land even the biggest fish. In my opinion, when you're first starting off, you don't want to buy a ton of gear. You want to see if you like the sport first. I really do recommend going with like a 7 or an 8-weight rod. That's going to allow you to go fish for bass and for pike and for walleye and for all sorts of species. That being said, if you're going to be out on the river and you know that the most places you're going to fish, just go ahead and go get yourself a 9-weight rod. That's all I've got on fly rods as far as choosing the right weight. Again, that's the 7-weight and the 9-weight. Those are my two favorite for Manitoba fishing, and that's going to take care of pretty much your entire province. Thanks for listening today. Again, my name is Noel Linsey, and I'm with the Manitoba Wildlife Federation. Check out our website at www.mwf.mb.ca for more fly fishing tips and tricks.